With me is Kit Malthouse, the new Minister for Policing and Crime, and a long-time colleague of the new PM. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
So let's start, first of all, perhaps you've seen it, Michael Heseltine, Betty Boothroyd, they've written an op-ed in the Sunday Times talking about no-deal Brexit being the most grotesque act of national self-harm committed in peacetime by a British government. It's a big accusation, particularly coming from a doyen of your party.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of hyperbole being thrown about as we approach the date of the 31st of October. But in the end, even people like Lord Heseltine, great figures from the past, who have never quite reconciled themselves to the idea that we're going to leave the European Union, are going to have to focus on the fact that that's what the British people commanded us to do, and that's what the government is committing to do at the end of October.
Do you think we're ready, October 31st?
I think we will be ready, yes. I mean, obviously there's a huge amount of work to be done between now and then. You know, the Cabinet Committee is meeting on a daily basis. You know, Michael Gove is leading the charge. He's been in Northern Ireland recently, talking to them about preparations there. The Prime Minister has made it very clear that the Treasury has to put money forward to help with those preparations, and also to be ready to ameliorate any impact there may be if we do leave with no deal. Alongside that, obviously, profoundly, the government is trying to get a deal, and we want the Europeans to recognise that a deal is in both of our interests, that they need to start talking to us about what that might look like.
And specifically on policing, I mean, let's look. There was a document that was leaked to my colleague Sam Coates not that long ago about the consequences in the first day, the first fortnight, the first month of a no-deal Brexit, and it's got some pretty stark conclusions about what might well happen. Actually, we've got the document right here, and particularly in that middle column, security, possible in the first fortnight, possible increased risk of serious organised crime, people smuggling, illegal migration, and then look at the far right, heightened policing resource over the first month, unsustainable. Operational gaps continue to emerge. This is kind of scary stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to comment on leaked government documents, as you would imagine, but it is fair to say that the police, like every other part of the government, needs to be prepared for no deal, and we need to make sure that those forces across the land are doing what they need to do to make sure that they can continue to function in the event of no deal. Now, there are lots of impacts, if that comes to pass, that need to be thought about, and we are pretty clear that there are workarounds for most of them to make sure that we can be in as good a position as we are now.
So you're ready to provide more police officers for, when it talks about consumer panic and increased risk of people smuggling?
Well, I don't think these things are necessarily going to come to pass, but it's certainly the case that the police...
These are real risks, though.
Yeah, but the police need to be ready in all eventualities for risks. I mean, policing is about handling risk. As you may remember, I spent 4 years as Deputy Mayor for Policing in London, and one of the things that taught me is that you need to be ready for the unexpected. And so making sure that the police force in its widest sense across the whole of the country is ready for any eventuality, whether it's Brexit related or otherwise, will be a key part of the strategy.
And you've